In this video, we're going to continue with Chapter 9, the Pythagorean Theorem, and we're going to be discussing the distance formula. So let's take a look at this segment here, and we want to try and find the length of it. And really what we're going to do is just use things that we've already used in the past, namely the Pythagorean Theorem. So when we're working on distance formula problems, the distance that we have, distance represents the hypotenuse of a right triangle. So we're going to use this as the hypotenuse of a right triangle, and then let's go ahead and draw the two legs. So I have one leg here and one leg here, and here's my right angle. So if I can figure out what these two legs are, then I can just use the Pythagorean theorem to find out what my hypotenuse, which we typically call C, is. So I know this point here is 1, and this point here is 7. So the distance between these is going to be 7 minus 1, or 6. And then this is 5, and this is 3, just counting up here. So the distance between these is going to be 5 minus 3, which is 2. So in my right triangle, I have a side of 6 and a side of 2. So I'm going to use c squared equals a squared plus b squared. A and b, it doesn't matter which ones are which. We'll just let 6 be the a, so that's 6 squared plus 2 squared. So that's 36 plus 4, which is 40. Then we'll take the square root of both sides, so we get c is equal to the square root of 40. We need to check to see if that can be simplified. So that's 4 times 10, 2 times 2, 2 times 5. So we have a pair of 2's in there. So that's going to be 2 square root 10. So the distance formula really just comes from the Pythagorean theorem, and really I don't like to remember another formula, so I just kind of think about a right triangle, and that helps me figure it out, and I just use Pythagorean theorem. So let's take a look at one more example here. We've got the point A, which is 1534, and B, which is 4270. So I need to find my x distances. X distance okay, so that's going to be I've got 42 and I've got 15, so I need to find the distance between those. So to find the distance, I just subtract the two values, so 42 minus 15, and that's going to give me 25, and I need to find my y distance. So here's my y values, 34 and 70, so I'm going to subtract those to find that distance. So 70 minus 34, that should give me 36. So basically what this problem boils down to is trying to find the hypotenuse of a right triangle with one side 25 and one side 36. Obviously not to scale. So I've got c squared is equal to 25 squared plus 36 squared. So that's 625 plus 1296, and that's 1921. I'll take the square root of both sides. So c is equal to the square root of 1921. You should check to see if this simplifies. It does not. Its factors are 17 and 113, which are both prime. So this really is the key to figure out the x distances and the y distances. So we subtracted the two x's and we subtracted the two y values over here to give us 25 and 36 and just made those the sides of a right triangle. Alright, so if you have any questions, make sure you ask, and we will see you in the next video.